Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Alright, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. And again, all I gotta do is say sponsored you by R&B Roll-On, a company that can do great things for you. Take the time to go to the website and be able to see what we can do for you. Floyd is the owner, and what he'd love to do is show you his commitment.
Right.
One of the things I can tell you, he's a very committed man that lives out here in Powder Springs.
Okay.
He's willing to do big things for you. Give him an opportunity and a chance, and he will not let you down.
There
and
you
I
go.
endorse this commercial.
And I endorse this commercial. Absolutely.
I gotta get back to my man sitting next to me, Craftmatic in the building.
What's up, Smooth Jay?
Man, nothing smooth compared to you, baby.
Listen, man, I'm flying high in the friendly skies right now,
man.
bro. Life is just beautiful, bro.
When Kraft Deluxe came up with that creamy cheese, I thought he was wide, boy.
Yeah, we inspired that, you know what I'm saying? That was one of our anniversary statements, you know. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Again, I'm Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And what we do is inspire. We inspire through dialogue. And we're going to have a wonderful dialogue as we always do each week. And we hope it gives you an opportunity to look in the mirror, make some decisions about yourself, about your life, about your friends, about where you're headed for tomorrow. And so we hope this is valuable, it's inspirational. Share it with all your friends and family. We don't know of any media that's going on in the world right now that talks like we talk. Mm-hmm. We talk real talk, and it may be a little on the edge sometime, but we also going to tune it in and talk about love and respect and understanding and goodness and friendships. We want to talk about what's underneath the surface. So sit back, enjoy, and get ready and get ready for a fantastic show, man. Yeah, it's going down. Jay, you want to start us off with a prayer tonight?
Man, I want to give a prayer out real quick. I had one of my friends come out to me and reach to me and let me know that his daughter tried to commit suicide. So I had to give him words of encouragement, but before I was able to give him words of encouragement, I had to hear about the situation.
Okay.
Not to put his daughter information out there because she's still recovering. One of the things I like to do is a lot of people are in pain. And when somebody going through something like this, the first thing he wanted to do is put his hands around her because he was like, yo, man, I couldn't believe she would want to do this. And it's like, get out your feelings real quick.
Right.
Because she's hurting.
Okay.
A lot of times you don't want to meet hurt with aggression.
Absolutely.
Your pain is a different kind of pain compared to what she went through.
Right.
So again, my prayer is real simple. Lord, please bless all of us to understand what you have for us, not just with our own desires.
Yes.
A lot of time our desires takes us away from what you have for us. That's why we go through pains.
Yes.
Please allow them to go through the pains to get the gains of what you have for them.
Yes.
We're losing vision. We're losing our young ones to things that they don't understand. It's not meant to go through pain to kill yourself.
Yes.
It is to grow from.
Right.
They don't understand that. Please, parents, reach out to your child. Hug them, grab them, and let them know you love them, and you will not forsake them.
Absolutely.
Because right now they're being forsaken by others, and they're not used to this.
Yes.
It's starting to be a cold world, but we got to give it back to Him.
Yes.
Love, care will conquer. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I love it, Jay. I like how you talk to the Lord when you pray, man. You go to a third and fourth party sometimes when you pray. Man.
I gotta go to all kind of parties.
That's awesome because we got to get out of the flesh. We got to get out of our bodies. We got to get into the spirit when we pray, and you do a fantastic job of that. I just want to plant a seed on the subject. This young lady attempted suicide. And we did a show a while back about a suicide, an attempted suicide. 75% of the people, maybe even 80% of the people who attempt suicide fail. But on the other side of it, they all have to deal with their actions, and they all have to deal with the thing that caused them. They have to continue to deal with the things that caused them to want to commit suicide. And you make a very poignant point when you said that people are in pain. And it's important for us to step back and really take a look at that, because everybody is going through some pain in their life. It is a natural part of life. It's not anything that you're going to escape if you're going to be a giant in this life. If you're going to conquer your life and you're going to give your all, and you set out to achieve something in your life, you're going to experience pain. And pain is not always in the body, right? A lot of pain is in the emotion. A lot of pain is in our memories. A lot of pain is in our thoughts. And people are going through it. You know, we got a lot of reasons and rationales as to why, but we have to begin to understand people's pain. And when we can identify with others' pain, they can identify with our pain. But it's a natural part of life, and it's just going to be. I'm just a quick segment here. When you watch the grass grow, and you see a tree grow, or you see any part of nature growing, we always look at the fruit and the flowers and the grass. It's so beautiful. But you got to know that every moment of every day, they are in growth. They are experiencing pain, and they experience pain because it's pressure to grow. You're pushing outward when you grow. You're elevating when you grow. You got a new atmosphere. You got a new altitude. And when that happens, it's pain in the midst of that growth. And so let's not take anyone for granted in their pain, in their situation. Let's begin to empathize and to understand and to know that they're going to get through it. You know, we got to know that for them sometime. But we really got to empathize and stop pressing people about pain, because we've all got pains. It's a natural way of life, and we're never going to stop it, but we can conquer it.
Ooh, drop the mic. Jeffrey's back in the house. I mean, you gave that one, man. That one right there was really deep. I hope some people caught it. Yeah. Because again, I hope that bless a lot of people that's going through some dark times. And again, I'm elevated. I'm in a different mindset right now.
Yes.
And in my mindset, I would tell you guys, corporate America is somewhere I've always been, forever to that. And my whole thing is, through all that, you got to get your mind where you really want to be to achieve what you really want.
There you go.
And I'm starting to get my mind where it really need to be.
Yeah,
so
man. That is
an improvement.
Yeah, that is the ticket to life, is getting your mind in place, because your mind will control your behavior, and your mind will wipe out the doubts and the fears. Your mind will wipe out the old memories of failures. You got to get your mind right. And there's so much to talk about on that subject. We won't belabor it, just so we can move on with the program. But isn't this fantastic stuff, bruh?
Man, it's big, fantastic. Like, the best fantastic thing is how you bring it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the spirit when I bring it, but I just love the fact that we're talking about real stuff that people can use, that's valuable, that's not dated, and it's not based on any preconceived notions of trying to market to you. It's just bringing you real life stuff that's going to develop your inner soul, your inner self, and your inner mind, man. I'm loving this show, what we do, and I hope you folks are as well. Let's talk about last week's show. It was a doozy. All right,
man, tell me what it was.
So your partner's best friend just ruined your relationship somehow. Now, you know a secret that would ruin the friendship of both of them. What do you do?
I'm snitching. Alright, bye, Joey J. I'm gonna give it to you, alright? You ruin mine, I'm coming for you, partner. Now, I will tell you, when our younger days, that's exactly how I felt. I'd be like, yo, man, you gonna do this? Oh, yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm to a point where if you ruin anything of mine, then I didn't play my hand right.
Okay.
I didn't do right.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
So if you told a secret that really shouldn't have been told, and I like to say, because I went out doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing, I need to check myself
now
before I start just checking a person, because it's easier to check him because he made that mistake.
Yeah.
But he supposed to have been covering for me, but you know, he kind of forgot, so he spilled the beans by accident. But now I want to hold him accountable. So now I want to ruin his relationship. So it's all negative. It's all negative. And nobody's holding accountability.
That's right.
Somewhere along the line, the person that left me really wanted me to grow. And blaming and beating him up is not what she wanted.
Right.
She wanted the due respect of getting better.
Right.
And that's why she left. Because why do a person want to stay with a person that ain't going to do nothing more than what you're doing? Right. So when they leave and they see you take ownership and grow from it, even though they don't come back, at least they left you in a better place. Yeah. Because we tend to do what we want.
Yeah, you know, I like that, Jay. Accountability. We'll say self-accountability. It's so important in this life. It does a lot for you. It helps you overcome the hurdle, whatever it is. You know, when you take ownership of it, there's nobody else to blame, right? And then you check yourself. That means you stand up, you stand in the gap of the stuff you created. And you face it, you deal with it, and you say, hey, you know what? I did cheat, I got weak, I got selfish, whatever the case may be, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to hurt anybody else like that again. Right. So that's taking ownership, and I think that's just so important. You know, the reality is, folks, is that you just don't put gremlins in your system. Okay, and I mentioned that last week's show that if you and your lady got in a fight because her girlfriend told her she saw you out with another woman, then you just got to own up to that. Right. But if you plant a dark seed about her friend that might break up their relationship, you're putting a gremlin in the system, and you don't know how that's going to work. Right? See, in a professional environment, the gremlin is, so I'm a salesperson. I could always say, well, it's my boss's fault. You know, he missed the mark. He didn't see it right. Now it's my boss. But I just put a gremlin in the system. Now the customer don't trust my boss. Right? You never put a gremlin in the system. And by the way, the righteous has never been forsaken. Let me just
say it again.
Let me just plant that seed. So we don't believe in vengeance, revenge. Vengeance is the Lord. That means if somebody deserves to be gotten back, so to speak, then you need to just let the Lord do his work, because you'll wind up getting yourself in some more trouble and creating some more problems and failures. So don't never try to get back at anybody. I just don't think that's the right thing to do in any situation.
I agree to disagree. Okay. I agree to a point. Don't put your hands on me.
Right.
I ain't put my hands on you.
Okay.
That eye for eye, tooth for tooth. I don't want to go for the Bible quote for quote, play for play. That turn of the cheek and all the rest of that. I'm just gonna give it to you real straight. Okay. I'm just being honest to the people that's out there now, because everybody want to throw some things. I'm gonna throw hands when you throw hands. Don't put hands on me. My whole thing is we can talk about things, we can argue about things. I like to say debate. Okay. But when you get in your feelings, it becomes an argument, because you get loud with it.
Right.
That's all fine to me.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But to spit or to slap, I'm telling you now, I'm a man that normally do not touch others.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
Yeah.
Certain things I have a problem with, because I have no tolerance.
Right.
I would never do that to another person. I feel like it's demoralizing. I feel like it's disrespectful. I feel like it should never be done. So to do it to me, you're giving me something I would never do to you.
Right.
So I ain't gonna lie, crap.
You come back.
There's gonna be some problems.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some Scooby snacks, and you gonna be the snack.
In a lot of cases, it's a little bit of temporary insanity, and
that you call it whatever you want. We're gonna be behind.
Yeah, reaction, response, whatever the case.
Move some furniture.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is not to be that way. It is to show respect. As in, I don't do that.
Yeah. We gotta move on, but that's good stuff, Jay.
Yeah.
So last week's show is all over the internet. Your partner's best friend just ruined your relationship, and you know a secret that would ruin their relationship.
And Jay told you.
What would you do? It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on Periscope. I'm waiting on you to
Black
say
Black Planet.
I was waiting on them to say Black
POF.
Black Planet.
We're gonna put on everything.
You can go to Bar Talk with Jay, or if you just type Bar Talk with Jay in the YouTube search engine, you'll see 50, 60 of our shows there. Dynamic material, and we hope you love it.
Or go to Snapchat and put Be With Jay. Yeah, that's got a key. Hey, I didn't come up with that. It put it in there. It took the Bar Talk and it put the Be With Jay. I don't know what all that's about.
Yeah. I think we're running out of time for the first segment here.
Right. Give him a quote, baby. Give him a quote. Give him something.
I'm gonna go ahead. Is it quote time, or is it time to go ahead and for break? I'm thinking break time.
Man, it's break time.
Yeah, it's break time. So let's talk about the topic for tonight. Here's the issue. Your spouse invites you to go for a ride, and you agree without asking where we're going.
Huh?
They take you to the Maury show. To the Maury show.
Oh Lord.
What's your next move?
What you think?
Hold on, don't ask.
You already know.
Well, listen, I'm interested in hearing the details.
Okay.
All right.
We gonna go more in. But we wanted you to think about it before we give it to you.
Yeah.
Because again, we got somebody that look like him, that's not him, that's coming up next.
Yeah.
And we just want y'all to stay tuned because I don't really think y'all grab what we saying. We talking about what got the secrets in your wallet.
Yeah, we're talking about what do you do if somebody sets you up for failure? What do you do if somebody sets you up for failure? So I got some smooth grooves for us tonight. Y'all just enjoy, and we're gonna be right back.
Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay and my man Smooth Craftsmatic.
Welcome back.
Man, we be doing them things down. Again, we got my man that look like him, that's not him. We got Jamal on the line. Jamal, how you doing? Uh-oh.
Hey Jamal, you with us?
Did we lose him?
Hello?
Oh, this ain't fun.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right?
What happened?
That's all right. We're gonna get him on here in just 1 second. I got so much to say that I don't know if it's time to go into this piece right here. Let me just read a quick quote, tip for the day that Bart put together for us. She says that God has a purpose for your pain, a reason for your struggle, and a reward for your faithfulness. Don't give up and trust in the Lord. He says, the reward. I believe that you have to live knowing that there is a reward for whatever you're enduring. Whatever you're going through, you should live with the notion in the back of your mind that there's a great reward for having to go through that. Because there's always a gift. There's always a gift for you at the end of that turmoil or trouble or problem.
That wasn't a gift.
Right. No, that wasn't a gift. That was a knee lifted just a little too high. Right? So live with a reward in mind, and that reward shall surely be yours.
There you go. And now we got my man that look like him, that's not him. Jamal, how you doing, buddy?
What's happening?
What's good with you, boss man? Listen, what part of the country are you in this evening?
Oh man, right now I'm in DC.
Oh, wow, you be everywhere. You are everywhere. I mean,
bro, y'all know I like to travel, man.
Yeah, man. I call you
one of things I enjoy doing.
I call you worldwide, man.
Ain't it though?
Yeah. So what you got for us tonight, my friend?
Man, yo, I don't know if y'all seen, but there's a level of loyalty that just must be maintained between men, females, baby mama, baby dad.
Right.
Now, y'all might not be up on the shenanigans that's been going on as of late, but it's a young brother, Puerto Rican dude, by the name of Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine got to be one of the hardest thugs right now. I'm not giving him a thug because he done did some time or shot somebody. He just done because he goes in everybody's cities, disrespect people in the city, and he still managed to live. The reason I bring him up in his shenanigans is because he was with another man's baby mama. Posted videos of the man's baby mama and him doing things and all types of shenanigans being talked about. And I found it so insulting that the dude's girl, the baby mama in the situation, allows for that foolishness to take place. I believe that women, if your man is not your baby daddy, whatever, y'all ain't on the best of terms, that's y'all business. You take that to the grave. You don't blast the dude on social media and everywhere else to embarrass him and his lack of parenting skills. That's just wrong.
Right.
That's my opinion on that.
Well, listen, that is a very good opinion, and I identify with it. There's a lot of stuff going on social media that is, if it wasn't for social media, it probably wouldn't happen, right? But it creates these rings of gossip, and it creates, untruths being told, and secrets being let out, and it's just not right to be putting out dirt on other people. I just don't agree with that in any word, in any fashion, in any sense of the word at all. That's a dirty way to do business, right? It's It's kind of like going to HR on your boss every week. You know,
Don't do that.
Don't do it. It's just, listen, it's going to backfire sooner or later. And if your boss hear about it, it's going to backfire sooner, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and if you putting dirt out in the world on me, then you know I don't have no choice but to defend myself. And to defend myself, I'm gonna probably have to put some of your dirt out. And that's not the world that you really right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I talk about that.
Yeah. You know, that's political strategy, I would call it. Yeah, I think loyalty is really important in any relationship. Actually, I think it should be important in every relationship because there's a certain level of loyalty that has to be mainstream. It's got to be there. If it's not there, you can't trust them. You can't trust somebody to be your business partner, for example. You know, if you know they broke and they might take some money, right? Or they have done it before. So we don't want to get, you know, the whole subject you know, with too many ideas in it, but you know, you're talking about not blasting people on social media, and those people blast because they are not being loyal to their friend, significant other, ex, whatever the case may be. Don't put your ex's dirt out in the street. They're breaking the loyalty rule, and it's just uncalled for.
I like to say a lot of times people do it because they feel like they're helping the next person. One of the things I can always tell you is the relationship that you have with that person, which you kind of warn somebody else about, they might not be like. You got to remember, everybody grows.
Right.
So some people have some bad behaviors. That behavior could have ended with you.
Okay.
But by you exploiting it to the world, thinking it's going to be a negative, some people like it. Some people love some drama. So you putting stuff out there trying to warn and hate, but you really add to a problem. So if you got other women out there and he cheating on you, I guess you won't mind if I cheat with him too. So it didn't work out how you wanted, because a lot of times that weapon that you're trying to form
that's not gonna
comes
work.
back in a way that you didn't even want it.
Right.
So stop it.
Right.
It's not necessary. Social media is not out there to help you like that anyway.
Right.
The number one thing is you. If a person did you in a certain way, grow from it and get away.
Right.
Not stay in it and keep going through it. I don't believe no one should be miserable. That's a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. And I think that's a simple subject. There's even though there are a lot of people doing it, it is, it's a simple subject. You just keep your mouth shut on other people's business, and the world will move smoothly. Now I have had a few people lately, Mr. Jamal, who have questioned the idea of cornball.
Cornball?
Yeah, and they're trying to get a better understanding. Maybe they're trying to categorize themselves, right, or not. But tell us a little bit about this notion of being a cornball. What does that originate from? What does that look like? Why do you hate on cornballs?
I don't hate on cornballs. I educate cornballs. Being a cornball is not something you have to be all your life. Being lame is not something you have to be all your life. It's a choice. Just like getting up to go to work to improve yourself. Just like doing a double shift because you wanted to take your girl out on a date and make her feel special. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cornball it's an attitude. Mm-hmm. It's not a person. That's not a definition of a person.
Okay.
Like, I may go to work at a construction job, but I am not a construction man.
Right.
That's just what I do. It's not what defines me.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
So
it seems
being
like
a cornball is something that you can be better than. I don't talk to people that way to insult them. I say it because I'm saying, do better. Do better than me. Do better than yourself.
Okay.
Do better to put a smile on a person's face.
Do better not to be called a cornball.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to be called a cornball, don't do cornball type stuff. If you don't know what cornball is, ask yourself what you're doing and think, that's a cornball. See if it fits.
Now, there's a couple of points here to make, and then we're gonna have to get to our break segment. But I just have to make these points. Do you have any level of empathy for the cornball?
No.
Okay. Well, let me just.
That's like me having a level of empathy for a person that don't want to work.
Okay.
Like, if I know, like, I got people in my corner in my life that help me, and I appreciate everything they do. And the thing about it is, if I ever do fall short and I say, hey, I need some help, I'm not hitting them over the head where I need you to cover the whole thing. No, bro, I came up with this. Do you think you can help me with that? Let me show you some effort. Before I could lay pipe to a female, hey, baby girl, let me show you why you should want to talk and take pipe from a dude like me. So before I get to the action, there has to be a precursor. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Whenever I step to a female, before I even approach her, I think the first thing is, do I have $150 to lose this weekend? If I don't have $150 to lose this weekend, I'm not going out with you. Period.
Okay.
It's not, no matter how fine you are, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
It's my religion.
But a cornball would.
A cornball would. You know what I'm saying? If you go to your girl, you and your girl been rocking for months, years at a time, and you say, babe, you got it this week? Hey, baby girl got you, then hey, that's just part of the team. Good lookout. But if you met Shorty a week ago and you ain't took her out none, if you didn't do something simplest thing to put a smile on her face, then my guy, you're the cornball that I'll take advantage of.
Okay.
I swear I'll take advantage.
And listen, I got a few more questions around that over the coming weeks. But I'm just going to plant a seed that I think is meaningful in the discussion about cornballs. You know, cornballs are, you know, the Urkels of the world, the guys who just won't do what's right, you know, the guys who are always falling short.
Urkel got the girl.
Right.
Urkel got many girls. Let's not sleep on Urkel.
Yeah.
Urkel got Lori
I like that.
and Myra Monkhouse. Let's not sleep on the smart guy.
Okay, I like that. Now see, my original understanding of cornball was kind of like an Urkel, but it's not an Urkel. We're talking about a shallow person. We're talking about the person who won't step up to the plate.
Right. It's not the person that can't dress. Hell, I found out that girls would date a dude even if he got a bare belly. A girl would date an ugly dude.
Yes.
And still claim him.
Yes.
Men ain't gonna do that. We date an ugly girl. Y'all gonna holler at me at 3 o'clock in the morning when ain't nobody around.
Right.
Ugly girls will take they ugly dudes out and, you know what I mean, put them all over the place. So
yeah,
being a cornball is not, oh, he dressed better than looked better than me.
Okay.
Being a cornball is not treating that woman like she deserves.
I like that.
What makes you a cornball?
I like
not your lack of money.
Yeah.
Anybody with money don't mean you a good person.
Yeah.
Some of the rudest, meanest people are the ones with money.
Mm.
You want to find somebody with quality character, not a character of ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
Wow.
Listen, it is time for us to
That's the definition of a cornball.
Yeah, to take our next break. I think it's time for our next break, right? Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to take a break. Jamal, we love what you bring to the table, man. That is about as real as it can possibly get. Discussions like that, I think, are what makes this show a little unique. And I'd like to see more people identified as cornballs, and I'd like to see more people move from under the cornball label. That means doing the right thing by your lady. So,
well, before we go to break, let me just give this message to the cornballs out there. Ladies, this Father's Day weekend, you can be labeled a cornball by me today.
Okay.
For the rest of the month. Because Father's Day weekend comes up. We don't get holidays. Y'all got Christmas, y'all got Valentine's, y'all got New Year's and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is y'all holiday because Black Friday, y'all the ones that we trying to do all that Black Friday shopping for.
Right.
At the end of the day, this is the one day we get it.
Yes.
It's not even a full day.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you, for the women and Sunday, y'all dragging us to church. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But half the day, we already lost it in church. Ain't no football today, ain't no basketball. There's not much we can do.
Right.
And taking us out with the kids only goes between AM and PM.
Right.
Women, appreciate your man.
Right.
On Sunday, when it comes, take the kids, feed them, get them a card. If the kids did not buy him a card, you and the kids need to make him a card together.
I like.
Put it in his driver's seat before he gets to go to work Monday morning.
Okay.
Tell your man you love him. I appreciate you for sticking around. If you don't say nothing else to a man this weekend, women, tell your man thank you for sticking around.
That is super powerful, man. Thank you so much, brother Jamal. That's the kind of inspiration that we need.
Ooh, look who we got in the building, dog. I know you
Look who we got in the building.
Came in like sexy diva AP in the building.
Oh man,
Man, came in here looking all fly, man.
Who don't want up in the building?
You don't want to know about this. That's why you ain't in the building. You don't want to know about this right here.
She's shining so much I can't even look at her right now, bruh.
Man.
How you doing, Miss AP?
How are you doing? I missed you guys.
We're doing good. We're doing
Somebody
good.
sound like they wearing some heels right now.
What?
I can smell the sexy from over here. What's going on?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
See, with a voice like that, you know that's a grown woman. What's happening, beautiful?
Hey, you can stick around if you want, man. We're going to take a quick break.
I'm down to stick around. Women in the building. Hello.
We'll call you later.
No.
No.
Let me go.
We gotta get Jeffrey on the line. Listen, you folks stick with us. As you can see, we already on one night. We got our team together, and we're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with you.
First thing we want to know, how in the heck was your day? Oh.
Brother Jay, what's going on, son?
I don't know, I'm nervous. When you have a bad day, the world has a bad day. But I'm glad to hear your voice, my brother.
Brother Crab, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. Always looking forward to your segment. I got my pen in hand, and I need to know how's your day been, bro?
Man, I need both you fellas to understand that I actually had a pretty damn good day today. But don't get it twisted, I'm still gonna bring that home.
Nope.
Yes.
Now, because it was a good day, and I'm smiling, birds are chirping, and the clouds are high in the sky, it's still a great day, and you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, see, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single male as to why they might be single. But before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe.
Okay.
But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, y'all going first. See, ladies, some of y'all single because y'all got a quarrelsome spirit. Y'all want to argue about every damn thing, every damn day. And not just with your man. You go to work and argue with the boss.
Yeah.
You argue with your mama. You argue with your sister. You argue with your brother. You argue with your kids, and your kids ain't got no rights. They don't pay no bills. Isn't there? Eat your food and drink up all your good Kool-Aid. But you want to argue all the time. You're always striving to be right instead of trying to listen and learn how to get better. Understand me. You can argue and be right all you want to by your damn self. But when you're in a relationship with somebody, what you got to recognize is that that person's feelings hold equal weight to your feelings.
Yes.
That person's perspective deserves as much respect as yours does.
Mm-hmm.
That person's feelings have just as much weight as your feelings.
Yes.
But you don't consider that because everything's about you. And because it's all about you, is you, yourself, and you being damn single.
Right.
Womp, 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 womp. Anybody can wear that shoe, be embarrassed. That's not a heel. It's nothing cute.
Nothing cute.
Nothing cute at all. To me, just looking at past relationships when people want to do that, it's other issues.
Mm-hmm.
And they normally bringing them out and giving you the business.
Right.
When really the business is other things that's not being taken care of.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm finding, man, so often that people in general, and this is not just about women, people in general, they seem to want to over-talk you. So you might share something with them you've been through. You may, try to impart some knowledge, try to help, support.
They did it too.
Listen, I already did that. I already know this, and da 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 da. They just always got something to say, and almost as though they're gonna say it to make you wrong.
Mm-hmm. I got shot. I got stabbed.
Yeah.
Which one? I mean, what kind of competition is this? Okay.
Right.
I got shot by accident, man. But I got stabbed on purpose.
Yeah.
At this point, you ain't my friend, man. You crazy as all get out, right?
That quarrelsome spirit, man, nagger, fussing, it just does not not work for men at all. Nowhere in any culture in the universe, it just doesn't work. And if you have that, especially if you've been told that you have that, then it's time to make some changes, right? They're really just self-changes. Nobody's pushing on you. Nobody's trying to, tear you down, but we're trying to make you understand the reality of your own behavior. It doesn't work, especially in a relationship. And that relationship could be work or personal. So you brought it, Jeffrey. You brought it.
And Jay just said, you crazy. I'm just saying. They'll be like, what'd you think of her? She crazy.
She crazy.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little crazy than everybody, but she got a lot more. Yeah. She got a lot of traits. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
All right, now, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook.
You never do.
Fellas, you are next. Fellas, some of you are single because you sitting around waiting on a woman to let you be the man. I want you to understand, you are waiting on permission to be a man. Now, first of all, you were born with the right equipment. You probably grew up seeing some type of examples of manhood, and you still waiting on somebody to let you be a man? Hell no. What you have to do is encompass manhood from the time that you become mature enough to take care of your damn self. You have to make manifest manhood in you.
Right.
And then nobody has the power to let you do nothing. Right. It simply is who you are and what you do. Right. And when you show up, the room changes. When a grown man walks in the room changes. The energy of the room shifts. Yes. Because now there's another power dynamic at play. It's just not the people. There is a man in the room. And I don't say that to be sexist or be a misogynist or masochist or whatever. None of this. Ain't there none of this up in here.
Right.
What I'm saying, fellas, is stop asking for permission to be a man. If you are a man, people will adjust to you and your masculinity, not toxic masculinity, but you being a man, period. And what you will discover, the minute that you walk in manhood, in masculine energy, you can't help but attract women to you. Failure to allow yourself to be a man and to revel in your masculinity, your perfect masculinity, will leave your ass single, or it will leave your ass getting played. You pick.
Very true.
Wow. I wanna just share a dynamic here in the studio for you folks who don't have privy to the video, or don't have privy to the video. Let me explain what's happening, because most of you probably will just be hearing us audio. That when Brother Jeffrey brought the woman's side, I seen some lips curl up on my left hand side a little bit, like, oh, you coming at women like that. But listen, when he got on the men's side, she was like, I told you, that's exactly right. So Jeffrey, you sure know how to get us fired up, boy. I'm telling you what. Man, you do a great job. And I am in total agreement with that. I'm an advocate for women and protecting women's hearts and minds and, finances, etc. And you don't need anybody's permission to be a man. And let me go ahead and twist that up right now. You don't need anybody's permission to be a woman as well. You got to just come with what you know to be your whole and your best truth in life. And stop hiding behind the curtain, It's hard to teach people. As you were talking, Jeffrey, the first thing that came to my mind is we probably should do a show on how to be a man or how to be a woman. Because I think there are so many people who miss the mark because they haven't had exposure. They haven't been exposed. And if they were exposed, they were too young to realize what was going on. So I think you make a great point. I received that, my brother. What do I usually say? I'm convicted by his word. So I received that, not only for my own life, but for my brothers. And that's one ass chewing I'll just take down in history. It's on you, my brother.
All right. Now, I had a vigorous discussion today with the black feminist about the role of feminism. And I basically told her that your philosophy right now is destroying the black community. And here's what I mean. There is no building up the black woman. There is no building up the black man. There is only building up the black family. Because that's the only thing that's going to cure our community.
Yes.
We got enough single households being headed by women right now. How is the black feminist empowering that household? Answer, she isn't.
Right.
What's happening is the black feminist is drawing a wedge between black men and black women. Here's what I mean, then I put it to bed. Ladies, if you believe you have to be a feminist to be a strong woman, you have been misled. You've been misled. Matter of fact, you're buying into division. And here's why you're buying into division. Because you feel like you have to subscribe to be a weaker woman. That's why you have to rename yourself. No, you don't have to buy into anything anybody gives you. You can simply be a strong woman, strong enough to defy any label anybody tries to project on you. Judge yourself by what you respond to, not by what you are called. So if you feel like you got to tear down a man's right to be a man, to feel empowered, then you the fool. And I need you to understand that I say fool with nothing but affection. I ain't trying to talk about you. I'm just saying somebody's misleading you, and you are currently led astray. You are being run amok. Plymouth Rock didn't land on us, it landed on you. So let's get it in perspective. There is no movement to build up the black woman. There's no movement to build up the black man. There is one movement we have to subscribe to, and it's building up the black family, because the black feminist movement does not address protecting the black child. It only speaks to the woman. So if you're only speaking to the women, you are missing the whole boat. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's the only thing I have to say. You said a lot.
That's a drop the mic.
Nothing.
That's a drop the mic.
He hit home on so many different points of views, where if we can get all these things at the table, we can start making change. Right now, we're fighting each other. We can look at the Jim Crow letter. We can look at the things that was done to us. But at what point do we come to the table and change what we do?
You know, Jay and I went on a trip this past weekend. Went down to New Orleans.
Oh, Lord.
Had a good time.
Him snitching.
And I don't want to talk about the good time that we had.
You should.
But when you walk Bourbon Street,
French Quarters too.
You see a lot. You see, you see a lot.
Ooh.
And one of the things that went through my mind on Saturday night was, it just seems like the black male, the black man, was not prominent in those streets. That he was missing in those streets. And
I don't know, we feel
it just made me think, like, how do we resurrect our communities to focus on family? We don't have the answer, obviously, but how do we bring black men and black women together to build a family? And I'm sure there's lots of great programs and lots of great ideas out there. I'm not aware of them, and I do a radio show. And so if anybody out there has some ideas that we can start inspiring our world, our nation, our communities to build up the black family, to build up families, we would love to hear from you, because I think we need to talk about it a lot more. I think we need to spend more loving time on the subject so we can build families just like we're trying to build the spirits of mankind.
And again, what happened in New Orleans stays in New Orleans, just like it does in Vegas and everywhere else we go. But one of the things I didn't do is I didn't put out on Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, what we was doing. It was a men's trip.
Right.
And with the men, we was doing things that was building us up. And upon that, we went down Bourbon Street, French Quarters, and guess what? We ran across a lot of women that was having fun. What I love is they was having fun by themselves, and they didn't seem like they cared. So we had no problem in injecting ourselves to enjoying that fun, because not being the natives of New Orleans, baby.
We talking about black family.
I had to add to a family. I didn't make none. Just let you know, I ain't made none while down there at all. But what I can tell you is, it was families being made. The relationship that's down there is definitely fun and loving. And what I liked about it, when we went to the club scene, everybody was enjoying. I mean, seeing them on stage, they was having so much fun. It made you feel good just to see somebody rejoice. You don't know their pains. You don't know where they at. And they shouldn't have to reflect it. My whole thing is, your pain is to grow.
There you go.
Your life is to be enjoyed. They was enjoying theirs. We was enjoying ours. We had a good time, because you got to put that other stuff aside. And that's why New Orleans was a fun place, because I didn't see too many people enjoying themselves where I'm at here in ATL. I'm tired of seeing negativity. I'm watching places do negative things all the time.
Yeah.
We need to get back to enjoying one another. And that's what makes the family grow instead of separation, depression.
You really wrapped that up nicely, Jay, because it was a time for the brothers to fellowship and break bread, and we talked about all kinds of stuff, the kinds of stuff that men need to be talking about among men. And it was therapeutic. It was we had a lot of laughter. It was really a good time for our spirit, and maybe that is more of what the world needs in order to help build families. But we really need to address that subject more. I'd love to get Jeffrey's opinion on tonight's topic, and I think it's a short answer, Brother Jeffrey. But let me pose it to you, and you tell me what you think. Your spouse invites you to go for a ride, and you agree without asking where to, and they take you to the Maury show. What's your next move?
Yeah, before I answer that, Brother Jay and Brother Kraft, I'm 5th Street hot that y'all went to New Orleans without me. But it's cool. It's all cool. It's all cool. I'm going to answer this question, but I want y'all to know I'm 5th Street hot.
Yeah, it's okay. Right. We got you on the next trip.
Yeah.
We got to bring you in, Jeffrey. We figured you might have a bad day at work. We wasn't going to have no bad trip down there. Help you out, bro. Help you out. You got some anger issues.
Right?
I got you. All right, so here we go. My wife, my woman takes me to the Maury show. I'm like, let's go. Because whatever gonna come out on this show, it's about to be on you. And if I'm not the father, it's gonna be some consequences and repercussions in this mother. Y'all almost cussed.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I cussed on Saturday, but I almost cussed on Thursday.
Yeah.
Lady, I want you to understand something. You try to pull that surprise up on me, you're only fooling yourself. Because first of all, I operate in a way that is Trump tight. I'm never going to be played. I'm never going to paint myself in the corner.
Right.
If I do something stupid, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you I did something stupid. Right. So it don't come back on me later. You make the decision whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. But we ain't got to go to Maury. But I want you to understand, put me on that stage with Maury. I'm just going to increase my viewership. I'm going to have more people follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I might even put a Snapchat account on there. I don't even know Snapchat. But we're going to do nothing to help build the brand, so let's go. Because you ain't going to get no dirt on Jeffrey. Let's roll.
Right. What? Put wheels on it.
Put wheels on it. Listen, and in all the time I've been contemplating the show, I have never really come to that level of let's go to the show.
Don't worry, that shit ain't coming out of here.
To hold back in head. I've been kind of wanting to say, hey, maybe, hey, what's going on? You need to answer the question before we go in the building. But Jeffrey's like, no, let's go.
I know.
But it's probably going to mean a breakup. A real breakup.
Oh, you don't have to worry about all that. Wait till we come back from break.
I mean, but listen, Jeffrey, even if it is your baby, right, now you still got to deal with the fact that you were set up for something.
That's all right. Let's go on child support. Because I'm going to set her up too. I'm going to tell you, hey, like you said, walk the right way. And you have to worry about this.
Okay.
But since I walked wrong for a long time, I'm going to have to give it to you another way. Jeffrey, we appreciate you, baby.
Yes, we do, sir. Thank you so much for all your input, man. Any parting words?
You might want to stay tuned because we're about to get ratchet.
Yeah. Any parting words for us, sir?
No, man, I'm just about to drop this tilapia, this catfish, this sea bass, and this hot fish grease I got going on over here, and I'm going to eat it because I'm still fish grease hot and I missed out on New Orleans.
Man.
You need it.
That's all right. I'll be over there about 9:30 to tell you all about it. Save me a piece of that hot fish, man. Listen, we'll get with you next week, man. Thank you again.
Oh, yeah, take care.
And for all the rest, stay tuned because, again, we got AP in the building. And Kraft like to go hard when AP in the building. So
listen, I feel inferior when AP is in the building.
When AP here.
Yeah. I feel
this room get hot, okay? We got a lot of lights. We got some cameras. And what y'all see, y'all just don't understand. Chemistry is not seen, it's felt. What y'all know about that? Macon, Georgia is still in the building.
Yes.
Do apologize, Barbara wasn't able to make it. But again, she gives us great material to go off of. And again, Macon, Georgia, I don't know how y'all can make it without her. She does great things.
Yes.
In y'all neighborhood.
Yes, she does. And she put a quote together, just a small segment we didn't get to in the first segment, but I think it's one that maybe we can all grow from.
Okay.
It basically says, explain why the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick, and how do we understand it? And I start with saying, you know, I've been talking a lot about empathy over the last 2 or 3 shows, because, you know, how can you create understanding until you create understanding, right? How can you bring a world, a community together until you stop pointing the finger at each other and start loving one another through our pain and through our suffering and through our challenges and through our obstacles in life? We're not bad people because we're broke. Right? It's just a phase in our life. It's just something that's happening. Maybe we lost some self-esteem. Maybe we made a bad business decision. But whatever it is, you know, I'm not a bad person, right? And so rather than judging people and pointing fingers and etc., we really need to express more empathy in this world, because, you know, my notion is that every person has to go through everything. And that's what life is all about. We got to check every boxes. You know, 200,000 boxes, we got to check every one of them. And that means we're all going to be cheated on. We're all going to get the promotion. We're all going to be broke. We're all going to have a little money. We're all going to have a special someone. We're all going to be alone. We got to experience all of that. And so we're all sitting around pointing fingers at other people who are experiencing the same things that we experience. And hopefully people didn't judge us. So here is how we understand it, and I'll do this quickly. The heart, the soul, I'm talking about literally the heart and your soul wants to feel whole. Your heart and your soul wants to feel whole and complete. And when it doesn't feel whole and complete, it experiences hate. It experiences jealousy. It experiences envy. It experiences depression. You see, the heart is deceitful above all things because the heart is not clean. It's not whole. It's not pure. And so now when somebody outperforms me at work, rather than congratulating them, I get a little mad. I get a little jealous. That's because I'm not whole and complete within myself. And so I'm looking for something else, some other situation, some other circumstance, some other person to make me whole and complete. And if they are less than I am, it just makes me feel better about who I am. That is not the way the world is supposed to work. Right? So your spirit, your soul, your body, your spirit, they're always looking to be above the line. Let's just say we got a line, we got an equator in life, and that we always want to be above the line. But when we are below the line, we have a tendency to hate on those who are above the line. And until you fix that, you're never going above the line. Right? That's just the way the world works. You can't have a deceitful heart for somebody who is successful and want to be successful yourself. Right? That's an oxymoron, right? That's a clash of the spirit. It just doesn't work that way.
Oxymoron.
Yeah. So, and you know, here's just a word to the wise, that we are looking at the world, or I'll just say looking at the world can make you feel less than. Because you don't drive that nice car. You're looking in magazines and billboards, and you're looking at other people's lives, and you cannot base your sense of self on what the rest of the world has and what the rest of the world does. You are special in this world. You are God's child, and you have a place to be. You have a purpose here. You have a gift that nobody else has, and you got to stand strong on your own spirit and not rely on worldly things to influence who you are. You have to know when you look in the mirror that you are a child of God. You are great. You are going to overcome this hurdle, that you can make it. You will make it. You've seen others make it, and you just have to talk yourself into being above the line, even though you may not be above the line. And that's, you know, that's kind of a whole nother subject. But the heart is memory, and if you don't clean out your memory, then you're going to have a deceitful heart. You're going to be remembering all those times you got hurt, all those challenges you failed at. You're going to remember what other people said about you. It's time, folks, to clean up your heart. And the way you clean up your heart, the best way to clean up your heart is to ask the Lord to clean up your heart. See, that'll take care of everything. I can give you affirmations and visualizations, and I can tell you to read books and watch movies, but the best way is to go into the Spirit, because the Spirit is seeking you. The Spirit is awaiting your attention to ask for the healing. Ask for the healing of the heart from God, and your heart will no longer be deceitful. And I'll let it go at that, Brother Jay.
I mean, once you hear what I'm about to say, I'm chiming out.
And let me go ahead and set that
you
up.
were very, I mean, how you just delivered that was so impactful.
Thank you, Jay.
You can't step on it at any point, because I really want somebody to get it for exactly how it was said, because it was very clear to me. Because when I first heard about that sick heart, I said, this is a sick person, okay?
Right.
You got a bad heart, you taking bad things in, you must smoke. You know, you start thinking of all these things, and you ain't understanding it's really your negativity. It's your life, and your body is just a vessel of you.
Yeah.
So clean yourself and change yourself. And that's what was real prevalent to me when you said that. And that is how we change our mental thinking.
Yeah, it just seems like one of the common themes that keep coming up in the show is that nobody's healing. We just keep moving in life, holding these big bags and, you know, going uphill. It's time for some healing, and it's time to ask the Lord to heal your heart, especially if you know you're experiencing a deceitful heart, or you feel like you're desperately sick for something in the world, right? Ask the Lord for it. So let's turn the corner. Back to the subject at hand for tonight, because I'm ready to hear from Brother Jay.
All right.
So here's the topic, folks, and Brother Jay, I'm ready for you to go in.
No problem.
Your spouse invites you to go for a ride, and you agree,
Okay.
you know, without asking where to,
Didn't answer nothing.
and they take you to the Maury show. What do you do next?
First of all, I see so much wrong in this.
Okay.
I ain't trusted you when you said, let's take this ride.
Okay.
We're going to break this all the way down.
Okay. All
I
right.
said, okay. I ain't asking no questions. Now, I feel like if you my woman and you got my back, I shouldn't have to question you. So, we take this ride. We pull up in the Maury show. She look at me. I look at her. She don't say nothing. I'm getting the hell out that car. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I know I got enough stuff in my past that you will never put me on blast.
Right.
I can get a fan club without that.
Right.
My whole thing is walking and trying to embarrass me. I promise you I'll get you before you get me. My whole thing is you plotted this against me. They knew I was coming. You didn't tell me. And you think I'm going to walk in? Whatever you thought was going to happen, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Because again, I control my destiny.
So you get out of the car.
Oh, get out
and go in the show?
not go in.
Not go in.
No.
You don't go in.
No. No.
Okay.
Because
So
see,
you want to try to, but now are you going to try to figure out what the issue is before you let her go in?
She plotted this.
Okay.
So she can keep on plotting it without me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because that's how things has to change. What you thought was going to happen, I'm going to show you I can make change happen. And it ain't going to be that show.
Right.
Because after that show, I hope she going home with Maury.
Right.
Because I know she ain't going home with me.
But watch this. Now here's what's gonna happen.
That's real.
Okay. Maury gonna come on the show and he gonna say, you know, Brother Jay, like, he pulled up in the limousine. You know, we sent the driver for him, and they got him from the hotel. He pulled up at the front of the show, and all of a sudden he got out and left and didn't want to participate. So, Brother Jay, you just not here to defend yourself, but in tomorrow's front page of the newspaper, Jay cheated. Right?
I mean,
and you didn't have an opportunity to defend yourself.
First of all, if I cheated,
or whatever.
and I know I've done it before, okay? So going on that show ain't no defense.
Okay.
To me, you airing out your old dirty laundry. If I did that years ago, why the hell am I standing here in front of that man? He ain't God.
Right.
I have to answer to my mistakes with him.
Right.
I spiritually figured out what was wrong with me, and I answer to no man. That's why I did it in the first place.
Right.
Somebody sitting next to me. Oh, look at her, dog. You might need to. I followed man too long to follow another man just because of his fame.
Right.
No, bro.
Well,
I can't do it. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, whatever he posts ain't gonna be my life.
Okay.
I write my destiny.
Right.
Not nobody else.
Right.
And when I feel like going on some shows like that, you're airing out things and you ain't changing nothing. You grabbing the most nastiest stuff to talk about, and everybody love it, but nobody want to go through it. I'm not going through that.
Right.
I'm going through my physical change, because that right there is just a show.
Yeah.
When show over with, then what?
Right. Right.
Still the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, that don't work for me.
And listen, based
I don't live my life
on
like
based
that.
on the stats, they say most of those people go back to the same lives.
Why wouldn't they?
They don't.
They got
make the
paid.
changes. Right.
You rolled in a limo there. You got paid for a nice hotel.
Right.
I'm gonna do some more foolish stuff. Okay, the foolish stuff is not helping.
Right.
That's why it's a lot of stuff going on today. I'm not gonna contribute to total bad behavior. We have to be more accountable. My whole thing is, I did some things that I definitely would say Maury will have some fun with. Oh my goodness,
Right.
yes.
Right.
But before Maury ever challenged me, I challenged myself.
Absolutely.
If I want to do some things that make my life better, I want to do better by the women I was with, because I cheated them.
Right.
I wasn't happy. I didn't understand what happiness was. And they tried to fulfill my life in a way that they couldn't, because I was in a dark place.
Right.
Now that I'm coming out, one thing, coming out is not yet.
I caught that.
Make sure I'm very clear about this coming out.
Okay.
Coming out of a dark place, no, I wasn't in no damn closet. Listen, I was in a dark place because of all the pain I went through after my divorce.
Yeah.
Marriage divorce, okay? A little cheating going on, things going on, but one thing I will tell you, man on woman, okay? Make that real clear in ATL, because y'all got some issues here.
Yeah.
Through all that, I had a lot of bitterness. And I thought I had some hatred. And I say I thought, it's because when you love somebody, it hurts to lose them.
Yeah.
And I thought I hated her. And when I really realized, I still loved her, I just didn't have her. And that was that hate drive. And I thought of all kinds of negative things until I realized all these things that I'm thinking is not true. I wanted to blame and not accept. Because it's hard to beat yourself up, but it's easy to blame.
Yeah.
So when I started accepting bad behavior, bad things that I did, and then not just going to her asking for forgiveness, because believe me, until you forgive yourself, don't ask nobody else, because it ain't true.
Right.
And when I got in a dark place and I went through enough suffering, and I said, you know something, I have to make change to my own life, because other people deserve better. That's what made me start thinking differently, and I got myself out of where I was, because the behavior I was doing was becoming. It was becoming because I was getting used to it. I was starting to like it.
Yeah. It was becoming good. That's what it was.
I was starting to be Captain Nasty. I had to make some changes. And some changes ain't completely gone yet, but one of the things I can tell you is respect and understanding got back in me. And I never lost respect for it. I just got anger.
Yeah.
And I say anger because I make it up because I was so angry that it just changed my whole dimension of what life was to me, because it's like she took from me.
Yeah.
And she didn't take any, she poured into me. I just didn't pour back. It was unequally yoked.
Wow.
It wasn't equally
That
poured.
will leave you empty.
And it will leave you by your damn self.
Yeah.
And these things happen when you get selfish. That's two people coming together. It's two selfish people. You bring you together, keep you together is the Lord, and compromise.
Right.
I stopped compromising and I start feeling myself. I'm doing it. It's just me.
You know, Jay, you share those comments a lot on this show, man, and I applaud you for it, because you really kind of put yourself out there on front row. And you know, I think we know all people who have been through something challenging, amazing, or whatever. They have no problem putting themselves out on front row. It's like they have conquered the hill. You know, they have conquered the mountain. Yeah, I used to be this or used to do that, and I can tell you, you know, that's not the route to go. Those people got, you know, that's rock strength, but that comes from your pain. Yeah, and I like the way you put that. Let's get AP involved in the conversation.
She thinks she's been through some fire too.
So Miss AP, I'm gonna just pose a question, and you can reframe it however you like, right? So your spouse invites you to go for a ride, and you agree without asking where to, and they take you to the Maury show. What's your next move?
Yeah, I'm not going to the show. Like this.
You get out the car.
Yeah, and I get an Uber and I go elsewhere. No, I think that and I like the question, because I think the way I thought about it when I read it was taking it to a different place, and that was when you invite other people into your relationship.
I like it.
Okay.
And being a person who has been drugged into other people's relationships just because people ask me for advice.
Sidebar.
Right. No. People ask me for advice. That can be very objective.
Just about.
I can be very objective in situations, right?
I was thinking somewhere else. My bad.
No, it's not a third party.
Okay, I'm just asking. Bar talk with Jen.
Hey.
Wouldn't be rude.
And so that is an issue that when you involve if you're having problems in your relationship and you go and you ask for your family's advice or you go and ask for your girlfriend's advice about every little thing, what will happen is that you and your significant other would have worked whatever it was out. And your girlfriend who you talk to about it is still looking at your significant other with a side eye.
Yes.
Your family members who you shared this incident with is still looking at your significant other with the side eye. And so they didn't get over it, but you have. And so it still harbors that negative energy is still there. And so if your family members can't get over it, if your girlfriends can't get over it or whomever, then you really don't, you give your significant other, you don't give them a fighting chance. And so I always caution my girlfriends about sharing information. Like if y'all having problems, that's y'all having problems. You need to work that out with him. You need to talk to him. Because what I find is that my girlfriend will spend more time on the phone with me talking to me about it, and I'm like, I ain't with you. You need to tell him this. You know,
I ain't want to lay next to you.
Right.
But if you do, just let me know. You know, Bar talk with Jay. You know what I'm saying? I got a film over there, got a cameraman. You know, me and Crab, we directors. Crab's like, I am not in this. Yes, you are. Yeah, you're right there with me.
Great point. This is a great point, man. This is a really, really good point. I've had girlfriends that have mother-in-laws that because her husband shared some information about just a petty argument they were having, his mom was never able to get over it. Even though he was able to get over it and he had moved on, that harbor tension between his wife and his mother, the two most significant women in his life. And so, I caution people from sharing too much about their relationship. I mean, we all know that couple that have all them pictures on Facebook and they look so happy and they got their little matching shirts on and they done took pictures at Olin Mills. You know what I'm saying?
All right, since they didn't endorse us, we're gonna leave that out.
And then a few weeks later they getting divorced and it's like, well, what happened? Y'all look so happy on Facebook. And it's like everything is a front, and it's like I don't understand. I guess I struggle with understanding why people feel the need to present their lives a certain way on social media when it's really a different way in real life. You don't have to share everything.
And I think, what else could it be other than searching for some form of approval?
I like to say that and loss. Sometimes you put yourself out there to be found. They put themselves in front of their phone because the image that's in that phone is not really the image that they see. Some people looking for fame, but really they're just trying to find themselves. And that's why I keep watching people on Facebook. I see people on Instagram put their constantly feelings, and they're not even doing a good acting job. They're lip syncing. They're doing because they're trying to find themselves. They're seeing themselves. They're trying to understand their own actions. And that's why I feel like the world is lost. And we got to find a better way to find ourselves.
I think you make a fabulous point, probably a monumental point for this show, is that husband and wife, you cannot be sharing your information. Because see, the third party doesn't get privy to the makeup sex.
Right.
They don't.
PSA for the day, makeup sex is the best sex ever.
It's the greatest. And listen, it can take years of troubles and boil them down into something soft and acceptable.
Boil them down to soft. Really
because think about it. You and your spouse have this heated argument about something. You go tell your pops, she go tell her mama, and now those two people are super fired up at you, and they don't know the whole story. They only know the side that they were told. Right? But then a week later, you and your spouse get together, you talk through it, you have a great time, you decide you're gonna let it go, forgive one another, you have great sex, the sex is the bomb, nobody can see it. those people are still mad.
Right.
Those still are people, they're still upset because they're not privy. All they remember is what you told them, how you were mistreated.
Now remember one thing, some parents actually know you.
Oh yeah.
My
this
mother,
is true.
Yeah.
My mother,
Oh, this is true.
I don't care what I tell her.
Yeah.
She believe in that third party. She be like, that's what you said.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
another side.
It's another
Yeah,
side.
because she
Now,
know.
my mom is very intelligent,
Yeah.
psychiatric nurse.
Yeah.
She dealt with crazy folks, and then she got me. Lord knows, at least she know how to deal with me. She didn't put me on Ritalin,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell you, she'll tell me all the time, there's another view, baby. Because I'll tell her, Mom, why she do this? And I'm going ham. I'm going off. Mom, staying calm. Listen to everything I say, and we'll break everything I say
Break it
down to. Some of this is your own behavior, baby. And my mom have no problem breaking me down.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is, she don't look at me just as a son. She look at me as a person that just don't know.
Right.
And she'll tell me in a heartbeat, you don't understand women. So first of all, you got a man perspective on something that she's not looking at. So I'm gonna give you a woman's, because what you doing don't make no sense to me as a woman. So it ain't gonna make no sense to her as a girl. So let me help you. And when you get that kind of chemistry, that right there helps you understand people in a better way. She did not want me to go into things in a certain way. She just didn't want me to be going into it non-knowledgeable.
Right.
You need to know another point of view other than a man's, because I got more men's point of view, so I was real harsh.
And we get trapped. We get trapped in our own heads. Both men and women. We all do get trapped.
And you have it's very important, and especially when you realize there's been a misunderstanding between you and your significant other, to ask them their perspective. Because when you ask from your perspective, when you said X, Y, Z to me, what outcome did you think you were going to get? You know, when you learn how to ask questions to actually hear and understand the response versus asking a question
with no good answer.
And just waiting to respond. Like, I'm not even asking to hear you. I'm asking because I got a response already ready. And it's like, good. And you didn't hear it. And I have been on a three-way calls with friends, and like, I'll hear what she says, I'll hear what he says, and they don't hear each other.
They don't hear each other.
They don't, or they'll take what the other one says and they'll twist it. And I'll say, hold on, before you even respond, sweetheart, dude, what did you hear her say? Because I didn't hear her say what I think that you think that she said. And so when you have people stop, and he was, well, I heard her say da 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 da, just like my daddy. And she's like, I didn't bring your daddy in this conversation. Right. So he's bringing in old stuff. And what you have to do is you have to understand people's perspective. And when you understand people's perspective and where they're coming from, you can de-escalate a situation and you can unpuff your chest before you get fully puffed up. And what I encourage people to do is just when you think there's a misunderstanding or there's a conflict, don't automatically assume that the person is coming from a malicious place. I think that we do that. Like, we'll be like, she got me messed up, dog. And it's like,
and going in.
Right. And you don't know the day that she had or what led up to her making that phone call and saying what she said to you in the tone that you perceived her to say it in.
And also, you can't assume a person would know. And that's another thing. And I will say that for anybody that's been in relationships, somebody come home, don't give them all your stuff on upfront. Even though that's the person you need to console. I promise you, that's the person I need you to talk to, not social media. But what I need you to do is give them time. To take whatever happened at work, de-escalate. Let them, if it's a man going to a man cave or a woman going into the kitchen or the bedroom, wherever she go, let her have her moment, you have yours. And guess what? Start with a soft tone.
That's right.
You sexy girl. Regardless of her day, most women want a compliment.
That's right.
And you say, I am not. See, they're going to come back with you because sometimes they look at things as in, you just saying that because whatever. But the bottom line is, wherever you at is where I want you to be. And sexy is what I see, and I always want you to be. Now at that point, that's Mac game. Because to her, no matter how negative she want to come, she will remember you in her corner. Y'all gonna have a conversation way better than it was all just messed up. To her, I don't care about my day no more because I'm seeing somebody that see me in a better light than what I've been through, because that was just meant to make you grow, not to where you stay.
Right, right.
That's all I'm saying.
Man, we need to create some shows from this show. Right?
Shows
we need to
from
talk
the
about
show?
arguing and how to argue.
We need to talk about that third party.
We
Because
need
me
to
and AP there.
We need to talk
AP,
about
I'm that third party.
how to communicate. Because that's what
Yeah, you
AP
gotta know
was talking
how to
about.
communicate.
But see, when people are communicating, they're communicating from, you know, the conversation they had
You have to
last
check
year,
yourself.
and they
You have to
about
check
what
yourself.
happened yesterday.
You have to check yourself.
You know, it's
Before
hard
you write
because
this
I
up.
remember what you said, and now you're referring to something that's right there. But you wasn't here yesterday, so you didn't hear that comment, right? But she said it, and that's what she really talking about. But you'll never know because you just heard, you know, even the counselor get messed up, you know, trying to understand couples communication. I like the way you turn the subject, and we're gonna come back and talk about that more. Putting your business out in the street. Who does that, right?
A whole lot of people.
A whole lot.
I need to go to Facebook.
Yeah, what are they getting out of
What
that?
part of
You know what I
Facebook
mean?
you want me to go to?
Hey, you folks stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
We gotta come back hard in the paint, because you guys gotta hear this from a point of view that we hope can reflect back on you. Craft, what you got, man?
Oh, man, you were sharing some stuff during the break. And
Yes, I was.
I want you to restate that. That's why I was asking you to be quiet. But they need to hear what you said, bro.
That ain't gonna happen. Remember what you
If you cheat, if you cheat and
well,
you
you gotta
get caught,
remember,
and
if you cheat and you get caught and you say you sorry. Now, sorry could just mean what? I'm sorry because you caught me, or am I really sorry for the actions? Because truthfully, what happens normally is I know what I did.
right?
Okay, I have full acknowledgement, and most men need to understand this, because this is the problem today. You had full knowledge of what you do. You didn't fall into it. Quit telling the lies. Okay, you knew what you was doing. You played up on it, and then all of a sudden later on it got good, and then you got caught. So then you get caught. You be like, "I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do this." No, you need to be honest. No, baby, listen. And you don't want to say it because it hurt people's feelings. I'm being honest. You say you're sorry, but you really ain't sorry. You're sorry for getting caught.
Now watch this. If you cheat, you get caught over and over again, and you're never going to fess up to it, then you might need to get sideswiped to the Maury show.
Well, I would say,
I mean, because she has no way. She has.
Hold on, you gotta remember, sideswipe to the Maury show might not really cause you the change that you need, because I'm gonna tell
It's
you,
not.
going to the Maury show can get you more publicity,
Right.
and more women to saying, "Well, you already did, you look
Right.
good." So it
Right.
might elevate
I mean,
to
that's
a
not-
to another
I mean,
level. My whole thing is, you ain't gonna get better until you recognize what you do.
Right.
And when you look at that woman across from you, and you be like, looking at a person like AP, let's just say, AP, you know, I cheated on AP, you know, I'm a girl, you know what I'm saying? But this little fine Rona came up, man, she was just giving it. And, you know, giving away stuff is not normal, right? But it's normal these days. And it just gave it, and I'm like, yo, it was just, you know, smash, you know, it wasn't nothing. But I have to come back and answer to AP. Now, this is a non-forgiving type person where you better come real, or she gonna come back in a different way. So, gotta be real with her. So now saying sorry is more than just sorry. It's just like, listen, this is what happened. I have to explain my case. But remember, to her, your case means very little. Because at this point,
very little. And
I want to know, is this going to be repeated? Is this really just a smash? Because you can say whatever the heck you want.
Listen,
Right.
She needs to know where I'm really at. By
Right.
me coming to her, she already feeling that you
Yeah.
might be more sincere, because I have to go research
Right.
to find out.
Yeah.
So by
Right.
me coming, she going to give me the benefit of the doubt to listen. Come with
No,
me.
honestly,
What's that?
if you volunteer that information, the first thing I'm gonna think is that you got your jump off pregnant and she ain't getting ready to get rid of it.
Ooh.
That's the first thing I'm
Well,
going to assume. If you're
some-
volunteering that information.
Sometimes you can,
See
you
why?
can, yeah.
Like,
Early on.
let me head you off at the pass.
Right.
Before old girl hit you
No.
up at your job.
Sometimes
Right.
you want to head
Before
off.
she gets
You know
6 months
that
and
girl
stuff.
ratchet. She gonna come back and tell it. You know, she ain't pregnant. She just
See,
ratchet.
see,
So listen, that little ratchet thing
Right.
talking.
Listen,
Right.
you got to think about it
Either
this
way,
way.
right.
If The people who set up people to go on the Maury show, they feel extremely hurt, extremely disgraced. You've been lying out of your socks for a long time. Mama done told me, sister done saw you, the cousin, my friend down the street, the neighbors, and you still lying.
And you still
Because that's what happened when you come on this show. No, I didn't tell you that. It didn't go down like that. Maury, I'm telling you, it didn't go down like that. Listen, those people are saying, I'm going to set you up for failure because now, and listen, what happens is they go back to their lives. So maybe they forgive them, maybe they don't forgive them, but they don't change anything. But the effort to take you to the Maury show means I'm trying to get some understanding. And I might not want you after the fact, but maybe I'm trying to get you back a little bit. Maybe I'm trying to make you hurt like I have hurt. You know, I'm talking about the victim side of those shows.
And I want to, but I really feel like sometimes I think it's profane.
Yeah, it is. It is. Listen, we all know that that's nonsense.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to get you where you need to be. But I'm not going to take away from talk radio. I'm not going to talk away from the TV shows and everybody else. The ones that want to save your lives, all the rest. I'm not saying they can't help. What I can tell you is to start with self. So if you have a problem with something that went on and you feel like you need to go there to get it fixed, you're making a bigger problem.
But they ain't trying to get it fixed. Jay.
Well, sometimes they feel
right.
They might feel it came like you said. They got this hurt. I can get paid. I get this hurt off, and maybe it'll make him change his ways. My whole thing is it can be an oxymoron real quick. All that stuff doesn't even equate to a good answer to me. So what I say is let's break it down to the simplest form. You got pain. These pains is to be learned from. Who are you communicating to? The person that caused the pain is the person you need to deal with, but it's not what's happening.
Right.
We go to social media.
Right.
Social media loves pain.
Right.
My goodness, bring it.
Yeah, people thrive off of that.
We all gonna take it and we're gonna analyze it. Now these people that's analyzing is not always in your favor. So the answers that you're gonna get and the results that might come from it might not be something that fits your equation. Your relationship is your equation. So when you allow a lot of people in them, you're gonna get formulas that don't really work. That's because other people got other antidotes. All antidotes don't work for you. The antibody might be with the one you're with. You ain't even allow him in to let the antibodies cure the problem. No, it's too busy letting other people. Other people might not cure you. I can't even tell you I can cure you. One of the things I said on Bar Talk with Jay, we have a discussion. It's about a reflection. The reflection is of you. I'm not telling you I am the cure to anything. I believe the cure is you. God is already vested in you. Vested. Are you willing to understand the investment?
See,
that's the difference of me.
Yeah, and I'm not refuting anything you say. I'm just continuing to look at the victim side of this equation.
I mean, you can feel sorry for him.
No. I'm not talking about from that perspective. I'm talking about the person who can't get the truth out of their spouse. Right? I'm talking about the person who they know they've been cheated on over and over and over, but they ain't leaving. That's the problem, is they're not leaving. Right? Because there's nothing to talk about. See, you say go to your person who's cheating on you. They're not listening. They're not understanding. They're not going to stop cheating. They're not going to stop going out of town. They're not going to stop spending money. They're not going to stop going to strip clubs.
So
they're not going to stop gambling.
Then you have to make a decision.
You have to make a decision, and that's what I want to get to.
That decision is not going to be easy, but it's something you have to talk to yourself, not social media. And a lot of times, since he ain't listening, you want to see if somebody else is. No, your inner self talks to you. Right. That's your spiritual being. And it's to a point where I am not going to let my morals and my values go down the drain because of your decisions. Right. And that right there is a hard talk, because that action to go behind it is not easy. It is one that you have to understand, because when you face it, it ain't easy. Yeah. But I will tell you, it's necessary. And it actually caused change. Because when I get faced, and I got faced with bad behavior, okay? The look on that face, now, it's a look when somebody know you probably been cheating, they really don't care. They be like, you don't do it again. You know, it's like, yes. Okay? When you got that face of disgust, and I don't know where you gonna sleep, but I know what you ain't gonna touch. And when you start here, ain't no makeup sex, ain't none of that. And at this point, you don't even know where it's gonna be at.
Yeah,
it automatically.
If you've ever had anybody look at you like
that. I mean, a total look of disgust.
Yeah,
I mean,
that crushes you.
I look at you and I look through you because the person I love is not what I see in front of me.
Right.
You, I don't know where you're going to sleep and what you're going to do. And when they talk to you, it's through you. And you got to figure out where you at that point.
Right.
Because what she's seen in you, you ain't. Now, I ain't going to say you just less than a man. You ain't the man that she ever seen you to be.
Right.
Most women finesse men to be greatness when you are less than what they ever thought you would be. You really done.
You really done.
And you want to get back. But at this point, you're at a very big disadvantage.
Yes,
at that point, if your ego has any kind of attachment, you might want to check it because some of your actions is what brought this.
And I think that the answer to that equation is, how much do you love this person? How much do you really care? You know, do you care?
Line down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and that's when I would tell somebody, when you faced with something like this, it ain't a time to run. Now it's time to sit down because your running got you here.
Right.
Now it's time to sit and get your mind right. Because at this point, she'd love to see or hear an action plan other than your actions.
Right.
Because your actions is leading you out that door.
She can't count on that no more.
Your actions is leading you out the door.
Yeah.
Bro, she already really got your stuff packed. She just trying to figure out how she gonna throw it out or you gonna carry it out. But one way or the other, it's getting out.
Yeah.
But when you sit down and she see that you ain't that person that's just gonna be like, well, whatever. Because no one loves a non-caring person.
Right.
It can cause a person to be more sympathetic to something she feel like she don't have to be. It's up to you because the bottom line, your mistakes could be a situation that she can get over. Your sympathy and empathy might be an answer to what you gonna go further from. That growth is up to you. What happens, I can just go get another one. That right there need to get checked. Because I'm telling you, what's out there might not always be better.
With it, right?
Well, it
depends on how long you
it's
deal
better,
with it, right?
but my whole thing is,
how many times are you going to accept apology from your girl cheating, Jay?
I'm talking about the person that's cheating. I ain't talking about, she's the one that's the victim.
But
the person that's saying, I keep on cheating, and guess what, you whatever. You just not, so it's easy for her, and she need to. Because you gonna have to face it one day. And again, I've been in that position where it be like, hey man, whatever, you gonna trip, whatever. Okay, non-caring. But I had to sleep alone. I had to realize that's not really what I wanted. Now you have to ask yourself, if you want to keep being a playboy and keep this lifestyle going, or do you really want to live differently? That's gonna be up to you. That's each individual figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
That's not for me. But what I will tell you, in them dark times, more dark stuff happen. You ain't changed nothing. So the next one don't know what you've been through, don't even know how doggish you've been, they can figure it out quickly. Women have intuition. So you start with that Mac Daddy line and all that good stuff, and it's cute, and they just reel you on in, and they be like, I'm good with you, boo. You a dog. And they'll tell you before you get too far. Because your doggish ways don't change. You feel like you the man.
People can see through them.
But you don't see them.
Yeah.
Because you don't even recognize you. Somebody else planted seeds that grew negativity in you. So it's a weed growing in you. You good fertile grass with weeds all around. You don't even see the weeds.
Right.
Man, I swear to God, my grass look green. Everybody look at you be like, bro, you got you ain't gonna go far. And we can even see it as men. We ain't gay. We just like, yo, it's your behavior, your whole way you speak. Let me know you got weeds festered in you.
Right.
They planted a lot of negativity and you gotta let that go.
Right.
But you don't know about fertilizer and you don't know how to take care of yourself. So nobody wants something that's gonna wither away. I mean, you are something that's not gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Women want to invest in a future. You don't show one, they will turn on you. And then you wondering why. You gotta look at yourself. Turn yourself around. And I'd like to say we're gonna go with agriculture. We're gonna go with turn your soil. Because the weeds can go away when you start turning things around, okay? And that good grass that you thought you were seeing, you'll probably see again. But again, it's gonna take the blessings of you understanding who you stand for. You stand for yourself, righteousness, or the Lord. it's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make that choice for you.
Listen, if and I continue to talk about the victim side, because the other side is easy, right? The other person's been doing bad. They've been doing bad for a long time. They've been lying about it. They've been wasting your time. They've been spending out money. They've been doing all that, right? And what you try to do is get them in front of an audience, maybe to embarrass them or something. That's what we have been talking about. But the reality is that you have to take action long before you ever get to a place where you would take them in front of an audience.
Hold on.
Right? And I think that's what
how you even said what you would do.
Huh?
Before we get out of here, you ain't never said if you pulled up in a limo and your girl took you to the commercial, Mr. Christian.
You know how they say when people about to die, they had their life flash before their eyes. Well, I'm gonna have one of them life flashes and see if there's anything I can recall that might cause me trouble inside that building.
Right.
And then I might get a few nuggets that I could throw out, but I'm probably gonna go on the show. But I'm going to go on the show with the notion that I'm done with this person. Right? I'm going to satisfy that momentary environment because I'm going to listen to the Lord. The Lord might say, "Get the hell out of here," and I'll do that. But I'm thinking with my own spirit, my own mind. I'm going into that room, and I want to hear how those folks judge me. I want to hear whether the truth is told. I want to hear if the facts are right. I want to hear what she's really saying. Is she looking for some some rebuttal? Is she looking for some help? Is she looking for us to work this thing out? Or did she just come to dog me out today? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to observe the situation and really see what's happening and respond from there. But for the most part, if you set me up for failure, I can't trust you anymore. So that'll be the last ride we'll need to take, right? Unless I'm driving, okay? I mean, that's just the way it comes down. For me, you will never be able to say, "Let's take a ride again."
I like that.
We can drive,
because I drive you home.
You better than me.
Yeah.
Nigga, I drive you home.
Yeah.
That'll be your last ride.
Yeah,
I'm still a gentleman.
I want to go assess what's up, and see what time it is. So that's my 2 cents on the subject. I think this conversation has so much good dialogue in it that it's almost difficult to capture it all in a recap. But we talked about keeping you, and you guys help me with this. We talked about keep your business to yourself.
Right.
Stop sharing your business with your family. Stop going on talk shows.
Right.
Stop going to social media. You don't need anyone else's approval for what you're going through, or you don't need anyone else's authorization to make a decision about your own life.
Yeah.
It does you no good to put your information on front row, because 90% of the people hearing your story are going to perceive something completely different or read into the story, and you're never going to get your message conveyed anyway. Right? So enough of that nonsense. Keep your business to yourself. I do believe in trusted confidants. Find someone a friend, a sister, a cousin, a co-worker, and plant some good seeds. Don't just go dogging out the person who you think did you wrong. Plant some good seeds so you can get back some good feedback. And when you get the good feedback, take action. Why sit around and let somebody destroy your home or cheat on you or put you in jeopardy or harm's way? Why sit around and let that happen? I think this show is much about making a decision, making a clean, clear, and cut decision about how you're going to handle the situation, not about how the world's going to handle the situation. What you are willing to do, not about what the world is willing to do. It all comes back, just like Jay, you said it half a dozen times, it all comes back to you. It all comes back to the individual. And
make a decision.
Yeah.
And again, make a wise one. And take the pains as a lesson.
Yeah.
Not just to carry.
Right.
I think we carry too many pains and we not learn from the lessons, and that's why we repeat. Because again, if you really care for a person and you cheated on them and it really hurt you, why would you try to hurt the next one? I mean, that pain was for a reason.
Right.
If you did not care and that's just you, then stay dating.
Yeah.
Stay in the realm where that's just that behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you start acting like you want to be married and you want to be in a monogamous relationship and give somebody something other than what you really want, that's called deceiving.
Yes,
and I like to say at that point,
that,
that's why people have hatred, because I didn't never ask to be deceived. If I knew you was a little person out there doing your little dirt, you should have stayed out there. But you came for me. and you told me you was healed, you was right, and you this, but you still there.
Stop playing with people's feelings.
And you're going to get played in a way you don't want to put it.
And I think that goes back to the show we had 2 weeks ago when we talked about being selfish enough to really convey your feelings and not caring. Not about not caring about the other person's feelings, but if you're with somebody because you don't want to hurt their feelings, you're wasting their time and you're wasting yours.
Yes.
So it's just, everyone has been in a situation where you've been in a dating situation where the other person is feeling you more than you feeling them.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing you can do is let this person think that your relationship is something that it's not.
Right.
One thing I'm very adamant about, and I'm on social media, when the dudes I deal with, look, summer 2018, I'm taking no prisoners. This is not cuffing season, this is hunting season. I'm not trying to settle down right now. I'm having way too much fun.
I'm on that same program.
I keep it right there. So when I get the whole, AP, I'm really feeling you. That's great, dude. Thank you for that.
Right. Hit me up in about 10 years. It might be something special.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Did you catch that playoff game? I already told you, look, I'm keeping it light and fluffy.
But listen,
I'm keeping it light and fluffy.
That's not normal, though. That's not normal by any means. In fact, that is abnormal. That is outside of the mean population. It's on the extreme. But yeah, I love it. Listen, I love it, and I think everyone should have the umption to be able to say that and do that for themselves in their own lives. Take a sabbatical from relationships and just focus on having a good time, enjoying great people, and enjoying great settings. And for those of you who are single, it requires you to be very forthright about what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, you're going to be wasting time, spending money, hurting people's feelings, setting up false expectations. Right. Everything that you build with a person and you're not really going to, live out the white picket fence and the dreams, it's all a facade. And you're just wasting time and spinning your wheels. So, again, I love this show. I think what we do here is valuable for the heart. It's valuable for the mind, and it gives people an opportunity to really see the world in their own head, but from a different perspective. Right? And so you hear our stories, our opinions. We hope you've had an opportunity to make some decisions about what you're going to do. Some of you may be on your way to the Maury Show. And we hope that you have changed your mind and decided to just leave him or leave her or change the situation so that you
change your way of thinking.
Yeah, you don't need to put your business out in the street. So we want to thank you all for being with us tonight. I am Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth J. This is our guest.
Thank you,
beautiful AP.
I appreciate it.
And we are going to say goodnight to y'all and come back on next week. You ready to line us up, Jay?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you all day long. One of the things I want to say to y'all tonight, besides good night, is one of the things that I really grabbed from the show is a lie is a desired outcome. We need to quit trying to change people's perception and views of you because you want to give them something other than the truth.
Right.
So let's do better by being more honest and not trying to sway a person in a negative way because you don't want the repercussions of your own badass actions.
Right.
Change yourself before you try to change somebody else.
There you go, man. There you go.
Now, I'm out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.